Jeremy Kennedy, we caught you off guard. You're ready, straight out of practice.
Yeah, right out of practice.
Good group, a lot of people. Fresh off UFC 279, so I guess there's a good vibe in the gym when these big shows take place.
Yeah, like it's always a big room here. You know, there's always overlapping fight camp after fight camp. Somebody's always getting ready. And I had a good group today. It was groups of 3, and I had Vlad, who's in town with Kutalaba, and Max, who's fighting on the same card. 2 real good, tough grapplers, and bigger than me, stronger. So it was hard work today.
You got Aaron Pico at Bellator 286 coming up here in about 2.5 weeks.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling? If I'm not mistaken, this is about the time where you have your hardest practice.
Can I talk to you instead of the camera, or the camera? The camera, okay. Yeah, so right now this is probably the toughest week. This week here is next week too. You know, you really start honing into the diet. You know, cutting the carbs and getting the weight down while still keeping the training super high. So it's a little bit harder. This is what I train my whole body for, though, and it's just part of the whole journey. And we're almost there. 2.5 weeks.
Everybody's going to talk about his level, his pedigree of wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, Golden Gloves boxing. What do you want the people to know about you and everything you've acquired, all the skills you've acquired through your career, where you've been at high levels as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's game everywhere. You know, he's solid on the feet. With his boxing and his wrestling's world class. You know, but I think, you know, my experience, I've had a lot of fights. I've been around. I've fought all over the world, fought in all the organizations, tough guys, and you know, I think he's going to have his hands full everywhere. It's not like he's going to go out there and have this huge wrestling or striking advantage. I don't feel, you know, but that's up to me to prove and show. And I think really getting grimy and meeting him head on. You know, he's a very, very, very good forward pressure fighter. So I just got to make sure that, you know, you meet that and I don't take a back step and let him dictate the whole pace and do his thing, which he's been able to do to all these other guys that are kind of already beaten before getting in there. You know, they're very timid, they're fighting him timid, and I can't do that. I got to go out on my shield and you know, kill or be killed. I have to go forward and meet him head on in the center, and we'll sort it out there.
Jeremy, I feel like this is a matchup that a lot of people have been talking about for some time.
Yeah.
But this could happen. It's finally here. What were your thoughts when they first brought this up to you?
I've been thinking about this guy for a long time now, man. It's tough, you know, with the last fight falling through. 2 full camps because it was right at the end of the line there. And I've had tons of notice both times, you know, so I think it was about February of this year that they started bringing his name to me, and I knew that he was going to be the guy, and then he was the guy, and then the fight fell through, and then we didn't know what was going to happen. There was a lot of uncertainty with the title picture and all that, and AJ ended up going up, and they rebooked this fight again, and I've had about 12 weeks of knowing about this fight, so I've had tons of time to think about this guy and game plan, and I'm just so excited to you know, get this test, pass this test, and the check, and get on, show, you know, keep going.
So it depends on who you ask, but some people will say this is a great test for you, and some people will say this is a great test for him. How do you look at it? I mean, you
Honestly,
both bring so much to the table, but I'm sure that's been brought up to you before.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's a great test for both of us. I think that's why it's such an intriguing matchup. You know, it's since I've got into Bellator, I've been fighting all the Bellator staples. You know, Sanchez, Borix, now Picos. You know, so I'm really testing myself right away, right into the deep water, and I've established myself, you know, as a top 10 featherweight in the Bellator division. So I think he had a little bit of stumbles, you know, when he fought tough competition early on, and then now he's done what he's done. He's on a great, you know, I think 5-fight win streak, 6-fight win streak, doing what he's supposed to be doing to those guys, you know, putting them away, looking good doing it. And I think this is his next step again. Now it's his second time around on these top guys again, since he stumbled the first time, and now they've built him back up, and now it's a good test for him, you know. And for me, he's a good test just because, you know, he's Aaron Pico, man. He's good everywhere. He's going to be testing me in the wrestling, in the striking, off my back, you know, on top, feet to the floor. He's going to give me questions that I'm going to have answers for, you know, from feet to floor.
Which Aaron Pico do you want to show up? The one that sometimes we've seen can get in people's faces, get nasty, or the chill one?
I haven't seen the chill one, to be honest. I just see a bull, man. He just comes forward. He's very aggressive, and he's a really, really good forward fighter. But with that, it leaves lots of openings, and I really plan on capitalizing on exploiting his aggression, whether it be takedowns, counters, punching in the middle, you know, in the clinch, elbows, knees. I'm just gonna be. My game plan is to be violent everywhere.
Thanks for the time. Can't wait for Bellator 286. Jeremy Kennedy in the house.
My man, thank you guys.